Grass-fed beef versus grain-fed beef. Well, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's like Ford versus Chevy, I say as the people in the room roll their eyes at me. But first off, let's start by saying it correctly. All beef is grass-fed. It's how they're finished that makes the difference. And in order to understand that a little bit better, let's talk about the process of how beef is finished before it goes to market. We'll start off with the different types of operations there are out there. First of all, the cow-calf operation. These operations are when they take bulls, breed them to calves, they have calves, and then they raise them up, and then they'll sell them off to a background lot or continue to finish them on out to market. The background lot is usually between 250 to 650 pounds. At the 4J, we're more on the 650. We want to keep them on grass as long as we can. But that's the program here, and that's the program that we like, and we found makes the best beef. But some people do them a little bit earlier. What the term backgrounding means is that they're transitioning them from grass to feed. Usually about 900 pounds, then they actually will go to a feedlot where they're on strictly grain, some type of formula that, prepares them for the market. It's also important for you to know that you need to get your steers into the processing before 30 months, because after 30 months, the inspector deals with them in a whole different way. Now, the feed out program is a combination of science and old-fashioned experience. There's a lot of things that come into the factor, but the biggest one is the genetics of the herd in which they come from. Now, the cattle out here at the 4J come from a combination of our own herd and other ranchers in the area that we've made relationships with. These relationships benefit the other ranchers as well. They don't really have the infrastructure to do what the 4J is doing, but they really don't want to have to send their cattle off the low slaughterhouse prices that these foreign packer companies are paying. But to make sure that those genetics are up to the 4J standards, there's a young man that's on staff here 24 hours a day to make sure that happens. And you may ask yourself, well, how do you really know? Well, you know when the beef is hanging in the freezer. It's pretty apparent then whether the genetics of this animal were up to our standards or not. If they weren't, then something else is done with that carcass and not sold to you. You see, a lot of things have changed in ranching over the last couple of hundred years. One thing that has not changed is the rancher has to live by his reputation. He has to live by his word. He has to live by the herd that's out there. And it's because of that I'm never going to say anything negative about grass-fed beef. Those ranchers have spent a lifetime building their herds, and they believe that is the best direction for them to go. And I can understand that because there is a large market of people that want it. Is grass-fed better for you health-wise? Well, there's a lot of studies that say one way or the other. It's kind of like the climate change thing. You see information on both ends. We do know that grass-fed beef is a lot leaner. Also, a fact that it does tend to be a little bit more expensive. But for the people that want it, they're willing to pay for it, and that's okay.